also beat my opponent. But I tend to look forward and not look back. If the paths might cross again, of course, then we go full steam ahead. But I tend to not look back.
I like the question, though. Thank you. Yes, sir.
My question is for Michael Chiesa. How do you think you're going to deal with the power of Ross Pearson? Are you going to keep it standing or go to the ground?
I'm pretty comfortable anywhere nowadays. Ross is good. He's got a great left hand. You know, he likes to roll out. Very technical, looks for his angles. But I'm ever improving. I mean, if you watch my first fight on Tough, I'm definitely not the same fighter now. I'm confident standing with anybody in the division. I'd say I'm one of the best up-and-comers this year. You know, I've had a couple.
Go against Misha Tate. How do you think you got offense is going to be against her?
You know what? It's really cool. A fight like Misha is that everyone's like, oh, Jessica, you're just a striker. You can't take her wrestling. She's so great at wrestling. And it's funny for me because it's like, how can you make that call about me? When have you ever seen me have to wrestle? Like, when has anybody ever double-legged me or took me down? So a girl like Misha saying, you know, she could go to flyweight, which I came up from being a flyweight, that I feel like we're going to match up against each other perfectly. I feel like we're going to bring out the best in the women's division because we're both fiery and we both want this win. And, you know, I think that she thinks that she's the only one that can beat Ronda. And I love that. I love that she looks at herself that way because I want to fight someone who believes in themselves. You know, that's going to bring me a good fight because I rise to the occasion. I fight as good as the fighter I'm fighting.
So do you think your win against her will get you a title shot?
Absolutely. We already know that it is. Dana already said it that day. He said that the winner of me and her gets the next title shot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and you can be sure if they give Jessica a microphone after she beats Misha, she'll make sure to leave no doubt that she deserves a title.
Poor Sean Shelby in LA, as soon as he got up after the main event of Kat and Ronda, I was like, I better get that fight. Someone's going to get punched in the face. fighters out. And I mean, there's other ways to make money with it. I mean, look, I'm on the low end of it on it, so believe me, I'm not making a whole lot on it, but I know the money will come.
It's a good attitude. And I think, Mike, I don't know if you can speak to this or Alistair.
Yeah, and I think it's also part of the professionalization of the sport, which I might add, UFC has done a great job at bringing to the next level. Me, myself, as a veteran, I fought under rings. Back in '99, I started at rings. I fought under 2010 in Europe, Pride, 2002 to 2007, Strikeforce. I've seen organizations come, I've seen organizations go, because they were not paying attention to all the details. UFC is cleaning up the sport. They're solidifying it, and they really brought it to the next level. It's now a worldwide accepted sport, and yeah, for that I'm actually very happy.
Yeah. Mike, what do you got? Anything?
You know, it's definitely, I'm going to miss the individuality of fighting in my cut-off black shorts, as I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan. You know, this is where the sport's got to go. I mean, we got to compete with the NFL. We got to compete with all these major sports leagues, and we need the backing of a great blue chip sponsor like Reebok. I think we fit very well into their family, into the products that they provide. You know, if you're missing the money, you can make up for it elsewhere. Start focusing on winning fights, and don't worry about the money you're making from being a walking billboard. I mean, at the end of the day, this is what we got to do, and I'm excited. I mean, now I get to have a competitive uniform just like Tom Brady or LeBron James or other athletes. They got a set outfit they wear when they go out and play the game. They walk in the locker room, and it's there. And now on fight night, we're going to get treated like those athletes. The UFC is going to provide us with our uniforms, courtesy of Reebok. We're going to walk there, put on our uniform, go to work.
Yeah, well put. I think fans are really going to like the overall look to it. And as a lot of fighters have said on Twitter, you know, there is more to sponsorship than logo placement on a pair of shorts on fight night. So hopefully there's still some income to be made by fighters outside the octagon. Yes, sir. What do you got?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Thanks for coming out.
Good morning.
Hello. I am a magician. Can I come show you guys something real quick?
Come on up. If that's okay with the rest of you, now that we've...
That guy's like, hey, will you get that
Niner,
sign?
is that all right? Yeah? All right, this is a Q&A first. I've done about 50 of these.
How you doing, brother? Doing good. Thank you.
Hi.
Okay, guys, let's check this out. John, tell us the color, either red or black.
Black.
Black. Mike, black would be club or spade. Pick club or spade.
Spade.
Spade. High or low?
Hi.
So a high spade, Alistair would be 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, or king. Pick one of those. King of spades. All right, perfect. Here we go. Check this out. Because in here, I always keep one card upside down. Look. Right in the center. Check it out.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
man, it's the King of Spades.
Nice.
Look at you. Yes, great job.
That was awesome. Good to meet you, too.
Well done, Rich. Thank you very much. I do not understand magic and how you possibly could have
That's
pulled
good.
out the black King of Spades. Thank you very much. Yes, my man, what do you got?
Just a question for Alistair. What do you think will happen with John Jones and his situation?
I honestly have no idea. You know, I'm a friend of John, sparring partner,
That's what I
teammate.
thought I'd ask.
He's I like him a lot. He's you know, deep down he's got a good heart. Yeah, I just think he's a little bit young and a little bit reckless. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm not that familiar with U.S. law, but I do know that he's in some kind of trouble. Otherwise, well, the UFC would not have stripped him off his belt. Hopefully now we'll have that wake-up call and start making some drastic changes.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you very much.
First off, thanks guys heaps for coming down. We really appreciate it, and probably didn't expect a fight night here in Adelaide before Melbourne, so that's one that we've got up on them. So
There you
Yeah.
go.
my question's for Alistair. There's pretty obvious title implications for tomorrow's fight. Who would you rather face out of the two guys, assuming you were to get the win, and how do you see it going?
You mean Stipe and Hunt?
Yeah.
I don't really care, actually. You know, at my level, you should be ready to fight anybody. So, yeah, I'll be watching tomorrow, but I don't have a preference who I would rather fight.
Thank you for the question. While we're waiting for more, I got one question for the Reem here. You have accomplished so much in your career as a striker in mixed martial arts and in kickboxing. Would you be able to walk away from the sport without having competed for a UFC belt, given everything else that you've accomplished, or would that be something that would maybe eat away at you if you never got that opportunity?
Well, I still have, the way I see it, and as long as my body stays healthy,
Yeah.
I still have another 5 years, and I don't only hope to compete for the belt, but I hope to win it.
Yeah.
And my everyday is full attention is going into that, and I think we're close now.
Yeah.
But we need to go a couple more steps.
I hope you get that opportunity. All right, we got another question. Yes, sir.
Hi, my question's for Jessica. With the inclusion of Cyborg, how do the ladies feel about that in the UFC?
You know, I think that, you know, me personally, I think a lot of the females are just, they're sick of hearing about it. You know, like, I think Cyborg is, you know, a great athlete considering, you know, some of the things that's happened and obviously the steroid issues and stuff like that. And I think that she should stay at 45, and unless she makes it to 35, it's just hearsay. I mean, she's not there. And I don't look at her as her opponent or a potential opponent until she's at 35.
Okay, thank you.
I think all of us kind of feel that way about it.
No worries.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, got a question for Alistair Overeem. You suffered a devastating loss to Bigfoot Silver not long ago. Been doing well since then. Are you interested in a rematch to avenge that loss?
Well, like I said, I tend to look forward, and I also think Bigfoot Silva, he's fighting the Hulk, your guy, basically. So nah, I'm not really interested in fighting him. And again, if I fought him again, I'm sure I would beat him. I mean, he's not in a good spot right now, so.
And also, just for all of you out there, are you wearing grey in support of brain cancer awareness? Go grey in May.
No, but I know there was a reason why I was supposed to wear this stuff, so it just worked out. Woke up, hey, nice. Nice.
Thank you. Yes, sir. What do you got?
Just a couple of questions for Alistair. Can you just give a shout out to my friend Stephen Bamgras, please?
Stephen Bembers, man, where are you? And is he from New Zealand or?
In America.
America.
Yeah.
So you're probably sleeping right now.
Yeah. And how would you feel about if another rematch with Brock Lesnar? I think everyone's talking about it.
Nah, he's at WWE. He's not coming back. Actually at first I thought he was going to make a comeback, but then I changed my mind. Nah, he's at a good place right now. And yeah, this is the real league, huh?
Yeah. All right.
Big
no
boys
worries.
league.
Thanks.
Brock doesn't want to fight. He just wants to run around in his little black Spankies with his Jimmy John's logo on his butt.
Yes, sir.
This is for all three. Do you think the UFC was too harsh in stripping Jones of his belt?
Absolutely not. There's a code of conduct that goes with becoming a champion. Obviously, I haven't achieved that yet, but you have to have that lifestyle. I mean, John needs to set an example by, you know, you don't got to consume your life with being active in the community, but you do need to do good things to portray yourself in a good way. You know, he's had a few run-ins with the law, and I think that it's pretty evident at this point that he needs some kind of punishment. I mean, stripping him of the title is like the last thing. I mean, he's probably going to have to do, you know, serve some jail time possibly. I mean, he's had a lot of infractions and stuff, and stripping him of his title is necessary. What if he does go to jail for 2 years? We're just going to wait for him to come out, do a training camp, and fight. Like,
What's the likelihood of that?
well, I mean, I'm not gonna fluff you. I mean, this is pretty much he's probably gonna do something. I mean, he's had a lot of. I mean, you look at your rap sheet. Sooner or later, you got to, you know, do the time. So.
I don't think he's gonna actually go to prison, but he is involved in a serious legal issue, and that needs to be resolved. And it would be very bad of the UFC if their champion would be involved in that. So, I think it's very logical. Everybody took a step back, let it resolve itself, and then he'll be back. And I mean, he's a great athlete. He's one of the most talented fighters I've had the pleasure to train with. So, you know, give him some time. If he gets his fingers straight, he'll get that title again, I'm sure.
Jess, you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, as an athlete, we're, you know, looked at to be the kind of person that, you know, is looked at as like a gladiator, the kind of person that, you know, is a role model. And unfortunately, he made a terrible mistake. And maybe, you know, nothing else, maybe the police or people around him are not getting through. But when you take away something that was so hard-earned, that he earned that. That was all of his hard work, and all of his hard work got taken away from him. So maybe this is, you know, the breath of fresh air that he truly needed. So
I think it'll make him a better fighter.
yeah, I mean, listen, we all make mistakes. It's a matter of taking that mistake and learning from it and becoming better.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
What's cracking, guys? Did you guys catch the fight last weekend, and what were your thoughts on it?
Well,
Mayweather.
Oh, Mayweather.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a complete glorified sparring session. I was completely disappointed. I felt like nobody even tried. Like, when you get top level fighters like that, I mean, there should be blood. Like, you should be trying to smash each other. Like, I felt like they pick and choose. Like, you got one round, I got a round. You get a round, I get a round. Like, there was no urgency. And that drives me nuts. The best in the world. You guys should be trying to demolish each other. You know, don't be scared. What's there to be scared of? Someone's going to be a loser no matter what, and someone's going to be a winner.
Yeah, I didn't know what you meant when you said fight. I was like, there was a fight last weekend?
Yeah.
I know, I got confused there for a minute,
Yeah, I got
too.
confused. Usually you remember a fight.
Well, as a striker myself, technician, I can appreciate the techniques that they showed and their game plan. But I was very surprised with the judging. One judge scored only one round for Pacquiao. Aggression, pressure should also apply to the judges. They should also have a look at that, not only playing tag. In the end, I thought it was a letdown.
I
was
think that
disappointed.
judge was
Did
the
not
lowest
live up-
one on Mayweather's payroll, honestly. I think
Yeah,
that guy
something
wasn't
like that.
paying him enough, so he just...
Did not live up to the entire hype worldwide, $200 million. And I don't even believe that $200 million paycheck. I don't believe that either.
Just one more thing. Can you give a shout out to my girlfriend Carolina?
Me?
Yeah, all of you.
Oh. What's her name?
Carolina.
Carolina, hi.
Hi, Carolina. What's up?
Wherever you
Hello,
are.
Carolina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, yeah.
Get a little
Can you
closer
step
to
a
the
little
mic.
closer to the mic, my man? Thank you.
Michael Chiesa, you were saying before that Mike Tyson's obviously your greatest fighter, you're a big fan.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask everyone here, who your greatest of all time is and why.
Just like in boxing or in MMA or just...
In any sport, yeah.
Oh, in combat sports, I would say Mike Tyson. I mean, that guy just had like the best run ever in combat sports. I mean, he was just wrecking everybody. He was just... I think that boxing will never be the same because Mike Tyson set such a high standard. I mean, you watched him compete and he just pure ferocity, controversy, like everything you could ask for. He made headlines with his wins, and he made headlines in other ways. Some bad, some good, but he's the best.
Made headlines that John Jones went.
Yeah.
Jess, what do you think? Greatest of all time for you?
I got referenced so many times in my early amateur years that I was a female Mike Tyson because I would just throw punches like crazy and just come out and destroy the girls. So I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, but I'm also I'm a huge Miguel Cotto fan, and I think Miguel Cotto is one of those new boxers that doesn't get he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. I think he was one of the best people to fight Mayweather and actually go out there and he fought him. He wasn't scared. He went out and he fought that fight the best that he could, and there was never a moment that he didn't give it his all. And I'd have to say he's one of my favorites of all times, too.
He might get that rematch, too, because of the way
I think he would beat him.
Yeah.
I honest to goodness think Miguel Cotto would beat him. And when he lost to Mayweather, he was going through a lot of personal stuff. His father just passed away, and believe me, I'm a sports guru, so I can throw some facts out there for you. But I think Miguel Cotto would be another great one, but Mike Tyson is, one of the best of all times.
I like Mike Tyson too. The way he dominated, destroyed his
It's the
opponents.
Tyson crew up here.
Yeah, no. But
Someone
also,
tweet him for us. Someone go out there and just start tweeting him like crazy.
But also, you could already see in his opponent the fear in their eyes. They already knew what's going to happen. Everybody basically already knew what's going to happen, so it just needed to be done. That was kind of amusing, and yeah, big example in the beginning how to do it. Big example later on how to not do it. So, Mike Tyson.
I've always been a big Bernard Hopkins fan, just that he's been able to sustain excellence at such an advanced age, if I can even say that. He hasn't always gotten the judges' scorecards for defense the way Mayweather has. I thought he got hosed against Jermaine Taylor in one of those fights. So I've always been a big B-Hop guy, and just amazing to see him do that late into his 40s and obviously now 50 years old. So.
And an abstract fact about B-Hop, since you speak of him, James Vick, who's fighting in the main event this weekend, that is his favorite boxer.
There you
Vick,
go.
being a two-time Golden Gloves champion, he knows his stuff. So.
Yeah. That is a great fight. Matthews Vick on the main card, 2 undefeated fighters there. Although, well, we won't get into that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a question for Michael. I was just wondering how you found the tough experience. Obviously, you were very successful, but just having so many fights in a short amount of time and living in a house, how you found that whole experience?
you know, it was a good way to figure out if this is the life I want to live or not. I mean, I was always on the fence, like, could I compete in the UFC? Is this really what I want to do, or do I want to, you know, find different means in life? Obviously, my heart swayed to the first side, but the Ultimate Fighter made me realize it's what I wanted. Once I got to finally train with world-class coaches, be in a room full of studs that are, you know, every guy was my size with a really good record, you know, the tough fights and everything, it made me realize, like, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm meant to do, and, you know, I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Thanks.
Especially John Anik.
Oh,
3
dude,
months with
that
John.
live season, though, and I'm hoping it
Dude.
comes back, was really just very taxing, I think, for all you guys. 13 straight weeks, and it really was sort of who's going to be the last, who's going to be able to sustain it over 13 weeks, and obviously you were the last man standing. One of the best experiences I've ever had in TV, and Michael Chiesa was a big part of why it was that. All right, we got time for 3 more questions, so if you haven't lined up yet, don't bother doing so. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi, Jessica. I can't wait to see you smash Misha Tate.
Yes, cupcake smash.
Women's MMA is becoming really popular and way more successful. Do you reckon the UFC will look to add more women's divisions in the near future?
You know, I think that the 115, 135, it's perfect. I don't think we need more. I think we're at a very good developing stage right now, and I don't think you need to water it down with multiple divisions. I mean, as much as I would love to sit up here and make the women's division seem a lot deeper than it really is, it's still developing. And, you know I started my MMA career 10 years ago, and I know where I'm at now, so I can only imagine how the next 10 years are going to go for the rest of the division. So I think later on down the road it's a possibility, but right now I think we should stick with what we have.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Vincent from Toronto, Canada. As a question for the Reem. Can you talk a little bit about your evolution as an MMA artist from your K1 Dream days to the UFC?
You mean my first kickboxing fights when I was 17, 18?
Yeah, how have you evolved your style, your strategy, your technique?
Well, I always wanted to be a fighter that could do a little bit of everything. Turned out to be a lot of everything. Just always improve. And at this level, you need to be good at everything. But it started out to be, in the beginning, I fought in Holland. MMA fights in there, kickboxing was the thing, so you could easily beat the opponents with submissions. So that was the first thing. And then in Japan, in Pride, it switched actually in rings already. There, the fighters were good on the ground, so I had to focus up more on stand-up. And I just kept going. And then in the K1, of course, then you're fighting striking, only with striking. So, of course, that had to go a notch up. And now back in the UFC, it's back to everything, and everything needs to be good. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, submissions, takedown defense, striking, game planning. It all has to be top-notch.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Hi, look, as a mum, I'm going to be here for Mother's Day. Can I come up and get some autographs?
As soon as we're done, absolutely, okay? We're going to be done in about 2 minutes, all right? Thank you very much. Happy Mother's Day to you, by the way. All right, 2 more questions. Yes, sir.
It seems over the last 10 years, MMA's come a long way from the dark ages to right onto the brink of public acceptance. But the thing that keeps holding it back is the drug use. Every UFC, there's someone who gets popped for it. You know, even Anderson of late. What do you reckon needs to happen to turn that culture around? Is 6-month suspensions too short? Should they be testing for marijuana, which isn't really a performance enhancer? What's your thoughts on that?
I think the emphasis should be on performance-enhancing drugs. Absolutely, this needs to be a fair sport. Myself, a little bit about why I cut so much weight. I'm a big 55er. If I was to step on the scale right now, I'll tell you I weigh, let's see.
I'm curious for that, too.
195 pounds right now, and I fight at 55. Now, the reason why I'm
Told you
telling
you were
you
a
this
heavyweight.
is I would love to save my body, and I would love to go up to 170. But the fact of the matter is the guys that cheat in the higher weight class, there's nothing I can do to impose my technique. I'm just physical dominance can overcome technique sometimes. So I have to cut the extra 15 pounds because I'll beat up any cheater at 155. Line them up, I'll put them down. So, yeah.
I think a lot of what we're doing now is going to help the out-of-competition testing. And, I think you've already started to see, physically or otherwise, some changes. So hopefully we're going in the right direction as far as the PED use is concerned. All right, last man standing, final question. What do you got?
Firstly, thanks for coming down to Adelaide. Really appreciate it. Secondly, my question is for Alistair. Out of the top 5 fighters in your division, who do you think you'd like match up with the best?
Stylistically or?
Stylistically,
I think Junior's going to be a good fight. You know, he's got his boxing. He's a tough guy. He can take a shot. Good takedown defense. I'm a striker myself, so I think that would be a good fight.
Sure. Could you guys give a shout out to both of my brothers at home, Gary and Matthew?
Gary and Matthew, what up?
What's up, Gary and Matthew?
How's it going, Gary?
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, and thanks to you guys. We really appreciate you coming out early today and spending a chunk of your Saturday with us. The fighters will be up here at 11 o'clock. Let's hear it once more. Michael Chiesa, Jessica I, and the Reem, Alistair Overeem. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
UFC fighters Michael Chiesa, Jessica I, and Alistair Overeem will be appearing live at the Highway Pub tonight. Stop by between 5:30 and 7:30 for an autograph session and photo op with the fighters. Don't miss this great opportunity to meet UFC fighters right here in Adelaide.